Let us review how to draw graph for the given quadratic function. So we have a couple of them here. One is y equals to x squared minus 3. Then we have one in the vertex form, 2 times x minus 3 whole square minus 1. And one in factored form, x minus 4 times x plus 2. And then in standard form, x squared minus 2x plus 6. So these are all the different types of equations which you can get for quadratic functions, and we'll just in short understand how to draw their graph. The exercise of drawing them neatly is all up to you. I'm only trying to give you some hints to draw the graph. Now when you have a function like this, which is x squared minus 1, it's a good idea to draw the graph for x squared and then shift it 3 units down. So that is kind of the best way to draw these kinds of graphs. So the graph should look like something like this, right? So where this point is minus 3, correct? So you draw your y equals to x squared and shift it 3 units down. Remember, the key values which you should be taking for x are minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1 and 2. So for these 5 values, you can find the value of y and get all the results. And of course, at 0, you are going to get minus 3, right? Now as you know, this function, there is the step in which the function always moves. The step for the function is 1, 3, 5, 7. Now let me tell you, I'm not calculating, but I'm telling you with the steps. So if you move a unit to the right each time, you're going to move up by these steps if the coefficient is 1, positive. So if I add 1 to 3, what do I get? I get minus 2. Next time add 3 to this number. So minus 2 plus 3 gives me plus 1. Like that we can move on, right? Now since this is axis of symmetry, the other points are going to be symmetric. So you can actually write those points from here itself. Do you get my point? If I have 3 here, then according to my steps, I have added already 1 and then 3 and then 5. 1 plus 5 is 6. You can check whether 6 is right or wrong. If I put 3 for x squared, what do I get? 3 squared is 9 and 9 minus 3 is 6. So that is a perfect value for your graph. So it is a very quick way of sketching graphs using the steps 1, 3, 5, 7. So let me now write this as a very critical thing to remember when we are trying to sketch graph of quadratic function. And from now onwards, we will use these steps to sketch rest of the functions. The key idea here is to get to the vertex. In this case, the vertex was 0, 3, right? 0, minus 3. And from there, we moved into the steps of 1, 3, 5, 7, taking advantage of the symmetry, writing those numbers on the left also. Do you get the point? So that is how we sketch our functions very fast. Now in this case, we'll not do any calculations. We'll go to the vertex. Vertex for us is what? Vertex for us is 3 minus 1, right? And what are the steps? Steps are 2 times 1, 3, 5, 7. Do you see that? So that is how we are going to sketch our function. So what we will do is, and the direction is positive, right? It's plus 2. So it's opening upwards. So what we'll have is a parabola, which actually will be like this. Now, 3 minus 1. So you go to 3 and minus 1 kind of here, and then this is your first point, the vertex. Now to get the next point, the step will be 2 plus 2. So when you move 1 unit to this place, you have to move 2 units up. That means 1, 2. So you get the second point. Remember, this is vertex. So there is a line of symmetry here. Immediately you know the point corresponding to 1 left, right? Now you move 1 more step to the right and the steps will be 6. So go 6 steps up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You get your next point. Like that, you get your points and you draw your parabola. You understand? And this point comes from the symmetry. And that is how you use your step and the vertex to sketch parabolas. I hope you understand and appreciate it. Now the next one is in the factored form. Whenever you have in the factored form, it's a good idea to find few things, and that is x-intercepts. So the x-intercepts here are at x equals to 4 and minus 2. Let us say this is 1, so this is minus 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 4. These are your x-intercepts. Your parabola will go through these points. If you multiply x and x, you get positive x squared. So it is opening upwards. Critical points will be y-intercept. If you put x equals to 0, you get minus 4 times 2, which is minus 8. So wherever it crosses y-axis, that point is minus 8, right? So let's draw this. So we have to draw with, so that you have axis of symmetry midway between these two. Axis of symmetry will be at 4 minus 2 divided by 2, which is 2 divided by 2, which is 1. So at 1, actually, you have your axis of symmetry. Do you see that? That is x equals to 1. And that point for you is going to be the y-intercept which we calculated when you plug in x0, minus 8. So these are good values to put on your graph when you sketch these functions. And if you write 1 here, you can find the maximum or minimum value. In this case, minimum value. If I put 1 for x, what do I get? I get 1 minus 4 times 1 plus 2. That is 3 times 3 with minus sign. Minus 9 is this value. So this value for me is 1 minus 9. And I get a very accurate graph for myself. Now the last one, which is given in standard form. In standard form, you can find the vertex. How? Vertex is at x value, which is minus b by 2a. Minus b by 2a gives you the vertex. In this case, b value is minus 2, right? So you write this as minus of minus 2 divided by 2a. A is 1 divided by 2. That is 1. So your vertex is at 1. Do you see that? Now if I place a 1 here, what do I get? Y value for this will be, let me write here, 1 square is 1, minus 2 times 1 is 2, plus 6. So I get 1 minus 2 is minus 1, plus 6 is 5. Or you could do 6 plus 1, 7 minus 2, 5. Your vertex is at 1, 5. Do you see that? 1, 5 is the vertex. And what are the steps? In this case, steps are 1 time 1, 3, 5, 7, and so on. So start with the vertex, which is at 1, 5, right? So in a graph, 1, 5 will be kind of 1, 5, kind of here, right? And this graph is going to open upwards, and the steps are going to be 1 times 1, 3, 5, 7. So it's a parabola like this going upward from the vertex, which is 1, 5. Do you understand? So that is how you can draw or sketch parabola given quadratic equation in any form. Go through this video once again. I purposely went hurriedly through this so that once you understand the concepts, then you'll appreciate them better, and going through them once again will help you confirm your ideas about sketching graphs. I hope that was a good recollection of your sketching graphs in grade 10. Thank you and all the best.